and then boom, again. My name's Ethan. Make sure to check out my website, ethanwrenn.com. We do this regularly. That is conquering worlds. So let's jump into this next company on the flip side of this coin. Again, we explained where we had been with this company, our past relationship with this company. We explained our credentials for why we feel like we're able to say the things we say. And now we're going to get into where it's going in the future. So the company we're going to be talking about now is, without further ado, Shopify. Shopify is a pretty cool company, right? Now, if you're actually keeping up with Fed minutes and general economic data, you would know that online retail trade, so just buying goods online, is the second fastest growing industry in America right now. Who are the names that would be leading the online shopping space? You have your names like Amazon, Shopify. I mean, who else is really at it? From there, you'd maybe say Walmart. Alibaba, maybe, if you want that diversification into the Asian markets. But when it comes to the US, I'd say Shopify is probably one of the best names to be looking at. Not just because of what it offers to the consumer, but because of who those consumers are. I feel like the people who find interest in Shopify products really add as much value to the brand as the brand Shopify offers to the consumer. And it's this kind of symbiotic relationship they have. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that when I say that? Well, let's take a look. This is just one example, of course. Just recently, there was an announcement that the Supreme website, the person who made this hat, the website I actually bought this hat from, is going to be partnering with Shopify. They are moving their main flagship website over to Shopify. Pretty good thing. If you're an avid Supreme fan, you know it's quite hard to fight and battle with fists and baseball bats against bots who are trying to buy your products before you because they're in such high demand and they resell for astronomical prices. Supreme has been known for offering these limited releases of shirts that range from $50 to $60 and hoodies that range as much as $140 to $170, but then resell for 3 times as much, right? It's a pretty valuable brand. And when you see these actual Shopify customers, such as Supreme, who are actively adopting the Shopify ecosystem every day, you have new companies, new brands, and new customers, such as Supreme, who are moving to Shopify, who really help bring that esteem to Shopify, right? Like the more we see this adoption of the Shopify platform across these major reputable brands that have, caring and active communities online and in the spaces like fashion or technology, the more you're going to see Shopify flourish in the long run, I feel personally, right? Not only that, it's quite hard to deny that Shopify is offering an amazing value at its current entry. As you can see, Shopify, ever since its initial IPO, has gained as much as 8,800%, guys. That's 8,800%. That is 88 times its initial IPO price. 88 times. 88 times. If you put $1 million in, you would have $88 million. $88 million. If you put $1,000 in, you'd have $88,000. And it's not very old, guys. That happened real quick. With their initial IPO date being in 2015 and their peak being in 2021, that is 6 years. That is hundreds of % per year. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, this company doesn't offer a dividend, but let's be honest, guys, doesn't need to. Clearly, that money is getting put to good use by building into the asset here. What else do we like about Shopify? Let's look at a more technical sense, right? Now, when we look at these companies, every company we look at here, we typically look at the RSI. If you come down here, we have the 30 and we have the 70, the top and the bottom. Now, when the RSI is typically high in the sky, so is the company. When the RSI is bottoming out, touching the ground, so is the company. So if the RSI is coming all the way down and it is touching that 30, that's typically a sign that it is at a support, right? That is typically when you want to be buying. When you're placing your trades, you want to know, is the RSI on the weekly and the monthly touching down? I don't care if about the RSI on the 15, the 30, and the 1 hour, because those are tiny. Those are for babies. I'm planning on being here for a while, so I want to be looking at the big time frames. What else do we already commented on the financials, but let's quickly do this again. As you can see, during this pullback, they also had a pullback in their financials. Makes sense why the stock would pull back when the financials are pulling back. But what has happened here in Q1 2022 through Q3 2022, we've actually seen this rebound in their profit margins. The green represents their profit margins. As you can see, they are improving. They are actively improving. This is a great sign. This is what we call opportunity. This is what we call value. We're not buying a company that's like actively at its all-time high and just hoping it goes higher. No. Right now, the market is in a very interesting state. We've seen, again, over this unwinding that has already happened over the past 2 years, objectively, like that is past tense. To be talking about that in the now is insane. You are so late and just behind every curve and every trend. But as you can see, it is actively recovering. What else do we like about Shopify? As we've mentioned on almost every other video or every other index or company we've talked about today, one of the first things we see when there's a change of trend or a pivot or a company that's about to go on a bullish run, the first thing you'll see on that weekly time frame is these candles will start to move over that weekly 20 moving average. And again, it has jumped over that weekly 20 moving average. What happens after that? It sets that 20 moving average as a support. It came back, boom, touched that 20 moving average support. What happened after that? It bounced. It confirmed that 20 moving average as a support and is now actively rising, guys, actively rising. These are all great signs. These are consistent sets of indicators that we apply to every symbol that we look at here. Every symbol. We're treating everything equally using the scientific method. Let me check. I've been going for a minute here. We still got time. Water, guys. You really got to be able to seize the opportunity when you are presented this layup from God. You know, it's not every day that you get a great blue chip company like this handed to you on a blue platter. Gosh, thank you to whoever did that. But now that we are making these laps, right, you need to be able to get in low to be able to sell high. So where do we project this company going in the future? Well, I do feel it is possible for this company to set a new all-time high one day. I'm almost certain it will, especially with the adoption rate of companies such as Supreme happening actively and regularly. But with that being said, even from its current price point, if it simply returns to a share price that traders have actively deemed that this company is worth in the past, like without even setting a new high, just simply trading at a price point that has already traded at previously and people were fine trading at, that would be a gain of 480% from its current price point. That is insane. I can forgo a dividend of 1 to 3% per year if I'm going to be getting a total of 480% back. Believe me, I'm interested. Believe me. That would be, again, without even setting a new high, just simply returning to a price point that it has been to previously. Need I say more? Shall we? Definitely add this one to your portfolio. You will not regret it. I look forward to seeing where this one is at 1 to 2 years from now. And one last indicator to add to this. Now, I'm on TradingView, right? I'm on TradingView. I was looking at the weekly time frame. Always make sure you're looking at time frames. If you move this to the monthly, you cannot see the 180 monthly moving average. But it exists. It exists. And where do you think that monthly 180 moving average is? Right through here. Right through here. It is actively bouncing off that monthly 180 moving average with your RSI perfectly going from the top straight down to the bottom. You buy at the bottom and you ride that monthly RSI all the way back up. Mic drop. How do I know it's there? I will attempt to show you. TradingView does not depict it, as you can quite clearly see. Give me one moment. This is why you guys need to be in the Discord. Look at that. That is the weekly, or that is the monthly 180 moving average. Tiny time frames are always subservient to bigger time frames. This is the biggest of the time frames, and it is flashing every bullish indicator it could possibly flash. Let's look at the command I use, because it's the same command we use for everything, literally everything. Moving average is 20, 180, boom, sentiment, RSI. No shenanigans. Again, we are very close to the people with the stock bot. Great people over there. But again, it is depicting the 180 monthly moving average. And what a coincidence. This company came all the way down, 82% drop. And where's it stop? Right on the monthly 180 moving average. This is not a coincidence, guys. Buy while you can. We're going to move into the next company. I can't begin to express how interested I am in this company.